There they go into the back. The blue line on. We have a race, and Satnova's beaten Pure Steel out by a length and a half.
Welcome to Talking Trots, hosted by Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
The sensational Sydney sider, Seals to Sam, comes off the back straight. He's a bucket load of alliteration, this fellow.
Scott Bomber Hill will join the boys to look at the Friday night meeting at Gloucester Park.
Here comes Quinny. I'm the mighty Queen is 4 deep and letting go.
Sit back and enjoy Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
I'm the mighty Queen is just in front. Dasher VC can do no more. And the West Australian champion has done it again.
Yes, hello and welcome to another big edition of Talking Trots. And tonight we're going to talk to the trainer and driver of Never Ending, Justin Prentice, as he has his final run in WA before he heads off to Sydney and tackles the world's richest race in the Eureka at Menangle on the 7th of September. We'll also preview Gloucester Park with Bomber Hill, and Ollie will be along to do all our country tips and also Queensland tips. He found Leap to Fame for us last week, luckily.
Very well done. Very good.
Who got the cash? Tell you what, he's in this week as well. In the Blacks Are Fake Leap to Fame and Drawn Barrier 1. Normally you think that's a good barrier draw, but it may work against him, but we'll see how that pans out, and no doubt we'll talk to Justin about a few of the Eureka contenders that are going around. A great race at Albion Park, race number 3 on
4-year-old
Saturday night, the 4-year-old championship. But a big hello. You've heard his dulcet tones a little bit as we've been doing the opener. It's a big hello to Glen Mortimer. Morts, welcome.
Evening, Michael. Always good to be talking trots with you on a Thursday, and don't be surprised if we hear that Never Ending's having another run in WA before going away.
Okay. All right.
Possibility.
We'll get the lowdown.
Yeah, we'll get that confirmed with Justin very shortly. Good night with Bomber last Friday night, plus 4 units. Ollie had 2 bets at Wagen. One was a $4.20 winner, which was great. A winner at Northern. And I'm sorry, Ollie, but we can't count Leap to Fame.
No.
Even I picked that one.
Yes.
So, no, but good week by Ollie and a great week by Bomber. So some good winners found last Thursday. Good nights racing at GP last Friday night, Michael, as always. Mitchell Miller found the front with Soho Skyfall and was too good. Geez, good in front, Mitchell Miller.
Yep.
Very good driver in front.
And tell you what, all important to listen to the Retrovision preview, because they had Kim Prentice on, who has joined, as we read in the online this week, the 1,000 wins and trainers a while ago, but said they were holding and didn't. There's a bit of a market correction as soon as Kim said that. So it pays to listen to those interviews, Morts, on the Retrovision preview at 8 a.m. every Friday morning.
It certainly does. That'll make the race very interesting. Good win there for Soho Skyfall, Kim Prentice and Mitchell Miller. Captain Bligh found the rails again and was just too good, so notched up another win. State of Heaven made its way to the front and fought on well to win for Debbie Padberg and your man Lindsay Harper. Debbie Padberg, gee, she's been going well.
Yep.
Stable's really flying.
Got a couple of horses that are going performing really well. Great on a Friday night.
Really well. Good drive by Madison to hold them out in the 4th for the very powerful Michael Young stable. And Diego got to the front. No real surprise there. That's where he loves it, and he was just too strong. Home in 57-2. Steal the show. Begun well from the stand, but boy, had to really dig deep, and that was a strong win. Luckily, because that was one of Bomber's tips.
Sure.
And Swaggerman finally got the cash. Too good. Won easily in the end, but has found it hard to win, but certainly got the cash last Friday. Artie by the Seaside. Different league.
Yeah.
Completely different league to that lot. Just absolutely demolished them. Very, very smart indeed.
Very smart.
Man Down eventually found the front and battled on well to win, and Captains Have Time found the front and was too good, and then followed it up on Monday, winning at $7. So that was a very good effort. Friday night, Gary Hall Sr. had a double and Team Bond had a treble. Madison Brown had a treble and Denny had a treble. So 6 out of 10 to the girls. Well done. Friday at Wagen, it was the Jocelyn story down there, just amazing. She had a training double, and she drove 4 winners. And Daryl Miller also had a training double as well, which was good. Saturday at Northam, double to Ryan Bell, then a double to Shannon Savelko, treble to Aidan DeCampo. And then Monday at Gloucester Park, Aidan also had a treble. And Bunbury Tuesday, double to Denny Roberts and a double to Aldo Cortopassi. And some of those ones that Aidan drove, I think there was 2 at $14 and 1 at $21. So some big price winners, no surprise there from Aidan DeCampo. Big week in harness racing, Michael.
Yeah, and some really good performances from the 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, but especially the 2-year-olds getting ready for obviously the Diamond and the Pearl coming up, and then the Westbreds in about a month's time. The night before the Eureka is the Westbred night. So we're starting to see some of these horses producing some quality horses as well, back into work, and some produced for the first time.
That was amazing. We couldn't get some of the races to stand up a little while ago, and all of a sudden you look at the nominations and there's plenty of noms, so that's great.
Yeah, just sorting out the year calendar now.
Yeah.
Because you get a chance to have a break and come back and target those races. And no doubt that those feature races will probably change over the next 12 months to more encapsulates where those horse populations are and better suited to make sure we maximise those fields, no doubt.
No, absolutely. So, yeah, great week of racing as always.
Sure is, Morts, and really excited this week. Never Ending goes around, taking the next step.
Yeah, it's coming around pretty quick, the Eureka, and that field's starting to take some shape. So, looking forward to seeing how he gets through this next test over the 1730. It's coming, back from 2,500 first up to 1,700 second up. Be a good test for him, but just, want to make sure he gets around well, hits the line hard, and continues the journey to the Eureka.
Well, let's go back to a fortnight ago when he made his successful return to racing. It was a really good free-for-all, stepping up Never Ending. And let's go back to here, Richie Bell as Never Ending claims some big scalps first up.
To the outside is finishing gamely as well. Very wide out, Never Ending, trying to let go with a run. Getting clear as well as Wild West. Steal the show in the straight. Tenzing Bromac hit the front. Giving chase on the outside, the Mickey Taker. Never Ending's down the centre as well. In front, Tenzing Bromac. Never Ending's absolutely flying down the outside. Never Ending coming with a brilliant run. Gets up on the line. What a performance. Never Ending off to the Eureka in a stunning first up win.
Well, he's going to get to the Eureka eventually. This is that was the first step, and he returns to Gloucester Park this week over the short course, and his trainer and driver joins us on the line, Justin Prentice. Justin, welcome to the program.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
Mate, thank you for taking the time, and we obviously saw what a great performance it was first up. How did he come through the run and come through for this week's performance?
Yeah, he seems to have come through it really well. Happy with his work at home, and he cleaned up everything after his race. And even that night, he sort of seemed to, recover really quick. And he's ticked all the boxes this last fortnight coming into this run.
He seems to have matured a bit. His manners, he seems a little bit more tractable. Have you noticed a big change in him since, finishing in the Nullarbor and then, coming back for this campaign?
Yeah, he definitely seems to have matured. He's obviously, I've got the same gear on him that I put on him in the start before the Nullarbor and then in the Nullarbor. So, since then he's we've been happy with the way he's steered, and he just sort of seems to be so much more settled at home. He just seems sort of more content, and sort of whether that's maturity or what, I'm not too sure, but just maybe experience in the sort of higher class races has just sort of made him grow up a little bit more, and he's just really sort of nice to work with around the stable now, which he used to be. He could be a bit of a handful and that sort of thing, but he's just really good to handle, and seems to have matured, which we wanted him to do, and he needs to do to be able to sort of race in the grade that he's in now.
because when we think back, the Nullarbor was only back in April, and we're now talking July, so it's not really a lot of time. So to see that sort of change in him, did that surprise? Has his level of maturity surprised you as to how much he's probably come along since the Nullarbor?
Yeah, I sort of didn't really think too much was going to change, but I suppose he only had a few weeks in the paddock, so whether maybe not having a big spell and coming back in sort of so fresh and starting from scratch, maybe that's helped him, because the other times he's kind of had sort of decent breaks, but this time he only had a short one. So I think, and obviously he's never really been a heavily raced horse either, so probably just the more racing he has, and he's going to sort of has made him mature and that, and it's definitely sort of been sort of something that I've thought that maybe a trip away would do. Probably didn't expect it to sort of happen just through sort of as quick a time as it has, but it's really good, and hopefully he sort of continues on that path as we head towards the Eureka.
His first up effort was in good free-for-all company, some really, really well-performed horses in there. So it was always going to be a big test for him first up over the 2,500 metres. Did he go a lot better than you expected, or were you pretty confident, going into the race that you'd be able to acquit yourself very well?
Yeah, I was confident that he'd run a really good race, and sort of thought Junior's still sort of certain that, if he gets a run in the Nullarbor, he's sort of right in the finish. So we sort of thought that sort of showed that, he's at least up to that level at this stage, of his career, and sort of the way I wanted to drive him, which was sort of pretty cold, not sort of get too involved and just hope that, there was some speed on. I thought there probably wasn't enough speed in the race early on to bring us into it, but he travelled really good down the back, and he just sort of really let down, as good as I could have hoped for. Obviously his work had been, super at home, and I'd had him nominated for a couple other races which fell over, but he'd done enough work that sort of with the thought process of if we had to go into the Winter Cup, that, he was going to be obviously forward enough to be able to handle that sort of level of racing, and obviously not sort of missing a hell of a lot of work with not having a long time off. He didn't sort of lose too much fitness, and he's sort of just, such a natural athlete that he's able to sort of handle that level straight away, which was good to see.
What about driving him, Justin? You haven't been driving much the last couple of years. Obviously, you do all the work with him, but has driving him in a race, in that race, given you a better knowledge of him and changed anything of your thinking about him?
It hasn't really sort of changed anything. It's sort of funny, obviously, I was a little bit stirred up before the race, as in, just sort of making sure I got him around safe and sort of didn't do anything, to jeopardise sort of, his chances or anything in the run. But sort of once I got out on the track, I probably felt more comfortable behind him than I've felt behind any horse since I've been back driving for the last few weeks. It's probably just because I've just, I've nearly driven him every day that he's ever hobbled at home, and do so much work with him at home that it kind of felt pretty natural for me to sit behind him. And I guess I sort of had in my mind how I wanted to drive him. Didn't matter how the race was run, that first up start with, the Eureka as the main goal, that I was able to sort of not put too much pressure on myself. And it was quite enjoyable to drive him, and to have the family there on track. And I'm sure that kids, obviously, they don't understand. I don't think they've ever seen me drive, but so that was a good experience to have the family on track, and that to be able to get the win with him.
And also, was it special? Because we obviously know how good he is, and you know how good he is, but races would be so different to actually working him in at home and just open him up. That last 100 metres or 200 metres, he really let go, and probably you probably haven't done that at home on him.
No, he doesn't. Like, I don't really ever open him up at home too much. I've always sort of thought as a 2-year-old, you know, when he used to get keen and that, he might actually be easier to drive in a race because he's sort of running quicker times. But he's a lot more settled now, and you know, like you can just do whatever you want with him at home. You know, lead, sit, and go slow, fast. He kind of does everything off the bit, and seems to really enjoy it. And, I mean, he's always been a pretty special horse to sit behind from day one. Sort of anybody that had sat behind him sort of could tell that he just gave you a different feel than sort of any other horse that I'd really sat behind.
And when you took off down the back there, did you think you could round them up?
Well, I couldn't really see how well Stewie was travelling. I couldn't see him at all, really. I could see Denny. I sort of seen at the 400 she looked to be under pressure, as in, you know, like she wasn't still hard on the bit, and I was. So I just thought, as long as I don't get pushed too wide around the corner, that, you know, he was at least a chance of maybe running in the top 3 anyway. And, you know, like as long as he was hitting the line strong, that was sort of the main thing that I wanted to get out of the run. And sort of overcorrected him a little bit, turn of the home, and he just put in a funny stride. But it was sort of just, you know, he used to lug on that right rein so bad, and I thought there was one sort of coming out underneath me, so I tried to give myself a bit of extra room, and he was so sort of respectful of that right rein that he overreacted and sort of went the other way and sort of just put in a hop and a skip, and I thought that probably could have cost him his sort of momentum, which it did. But he just, like, once he straightens up, he sort of always sort of really levels out and digs in, and he wants to get the job done as well, which has always been a huge trait. You know, obviously when you get to that level, they have to want to win in himself, and he certainly does.
Have you enjoyed your driving stint back in the sulky?
Oh, not really. I guess it's just like I've got a lot on my mind with sort of trying to get ready for Sydney and that sort of thing, and sort of organise what I've got, you know, the team here, and then when I go away and that sort of thing. I've sort of had enough on my plate than rather worry about the driving side of it as well. But once I get on the track, all that sort of disappears, and then I sort of just concentrate on what I need to do. But it's just been a bigger gap than what it has been in the past. So I still sort of feel like probably, just not got the absolute confidence, you know, when you're out there all the time, just as yet. But it's definitely sort of getting better and better each time I get out there. But I'm still obviously looking forward to when Junior comes back. But yeah, I might drive a bit more when he comes back if he jumps off him.
All right, it must be good that or ease some of the pressure that Junior did get lot off the 2 weeks, so you'll be able to drive him in Sydney if you have the race a start before he goes into the Eureka.
Yeah, that was obviously sort of like a big thing. I really wanted him to sort of have a feel. You know, Junior's been such a big part of his career the whole way. So, you know, like obviously he's always a big help with the horses that he drives for me, and, you know, help him with sort of having them as good as we can out on the track. So to get a feel of him behind, you know, at Menangle was really important, I think. So I was sort of really relieved to hear that he'd got some time off where he's able to drive him. So yeah, hopefully we get over there and get him settled in and have that race beforehand so you can get a good feel of him.
So the road to the Eureka, any chance he'll have another start before he goes across to Sydney, Justin, here in WA?
Yeah, there's potential for him to go around next week as well. We'll just sort of see how tomorrow night goes and see how he pulls up. But he'll probably be nominated for next week, and then after that, hopefully at this stage, it looks like sort of we can hopefully fly out the week after, the next week after that Friday, so he can have that Friday off and a couple of easy days off before he takes the flight.
And then will he hopefully trial in Sydney and look for a start prior to the Eureka?
He probably won't trial over there unless I was only going to trial if we potentially don't get that first run, or if I ended up getting over there a lot earlier than what I had sort of originally planned. So he probably won't trial, but I'll take him to Menangle and give him a look around. He'll have at least one or two workouts there before his first up run, so he'll have a good look at the track beforehand.
And Friday night, he's back in. He's drawn gate 6. There's a couple of pretty quick beginners inside you. Soho Dow Jones drawn the 1, talks up a storm, gets out quick, and Hampton Banner also gets out pretty quick. What do you think over the 1730? How you reading the first part of the race, Justin?
I guess over a mile, there's a lot of sort of good front runners over a mile. They're probably going to have a bit of a look early, and that probably sort of allows us just to sort of see where they sort themselves out, and then work out what we do from there. I don't think he wouldn't have raced over a mile. He's probably only ever been over a mile. Maybe in his first ever educational trial was probably over a mile, but I don't think he'll bother him. He's obviously got a good cruising speed, and I think hopefully we can sort of settle pretty close on the speed and then just put him into it when we need to.
Well, Justin, I suppose the way that he's come through his races and racing at the moment, you're probably not as concerned about having to use him and he's not going to come back to you.
Yeah, well, last week I thought, his first up run probably, if he's going to get keen, he'd probably get keen just being a little bit fresh, but he was sort of really settled the whole time, and he's been really good at home this time in, like whether it's, as a 2-year-old, you'd lead up at home, he'd always fire up, but at home now he settles like really well. So obviously, he probably hasn't sort of had to have been, made sort of several runs in a race or anything like that in the past, but it's definitely something that, I'd like to think that he'd be able to do now and still come back to you, yeah.
Also on Friday night, you have another runner going around in race number 4, which is the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings Western Crown Pace. I'm Massimo, drawn gate 4 in what's a very, very nice field.
Yeah, really good field. Could be worth a hell of a lot more money, that race, with the quality of the field. You'd imagine it was a group race, but some nice horses drawn inside of us, so I'm sort of sure where we're going to end up from there. Travelled really good last start, sort of really felt like he was going to let down well, and then just sort of struggled to get around that last corner at GP, sort of first time around. Just he's a really big horse, and I think he sort of struggled around that last part of the corner, so hopefully now he's sort of had a look around it. He'll get around better tomorrow night. But it's one of those races. It wouldn't surprise you, if he won, but it wouldn't surprise you if he doesn't run sort of top 5 either, with how strong it is, and just sort of finding it hard to see where he's going to lob from that draw.
Yeah, certainly very, very good field, that's for sure. And on Monday, you've got some going around in the heats of the Diamond. The fields aren't out yet.
They've just come out, I think. Let me see if I can help you out with that, because I do have an email coming through. Here we go. Is that Gloucester Park? Here we go.
Heats of the Diamond.
Heats of the Diamond. And the Pearl is the heats, I think, the following week. There's 12 races on Monday. The Diamond Classic heats in the first. I can't see. I better get on Pip is in the first heat. What do you guys got? Ruby Lavera. It's in the second diamond heat. You've drawn 5. Ruby Lou on your outside. And Copperhead Ladies also in that heat. And Winter Wonders drawn 3 in heat number 3. Bullshark Betty's drawn 9 in that heat. Rayonette, who went well earlier in the year, is drawn 4. So you're drawn 3 with Wicked Lover drawn 1 and a first starter She Can Play in barrier 2.
You happy with both of those going into their race on Monday?
Yeah, I was really happy with their runs at Bunbury in the DeCampo Memorial races. Ruby Lavera felt fantastic in that run. Sort of really felt like she hit the line strong in a quick time on a cold night. Winter Wonder over raced a little bit. Still ran on well with a quick last half, and then sort of they raced on Monday, and we both just disappointed quite a bit. Can't really sort of get my head around why they performed unders on Monday. It was a bit of a funny day with some sort of longer shot horses coming from back in the field, and but Ruby Lavera just didn't quite feel as switched on as what she did at Bunbury. So she seems to have come through the run well. So hopefully we can just turn the page on Monday, and I think sort of both of them had been, performing well enough to hopefully with the right run they can qualify for the final.
Well, there's 3 heats of the Diamond Classic, so the first 3 and first 4 of each heat go through. 12 runners, I'd imagine. So the first 4 of each heat go through. So
very good. Should be a good day of racing.
It should be. That's Monday at Gloucester Park, and Tuesday you've got Mickey's Beach going around, who was pretty good at Bunbury last week. Justin?
Yeah, he's had a couple of runs back, and first up he obviously led and sort of went pretty steady, ran a quick last half, and then this week he sort of did a bit more work sitting in the breeze. It was good to see him sort of sit parked and get the job done. He's obviously been a quite immature horse and taken a fair bit to get him sort of gated and to the track, but hopefully just taking him through his grades now and trying to educate him. And he's ran a couple of good races against some good horses. So he's got the motor and the ability there. It's just sort of getting it, sort of get him to put it all together on the night and turn him into a racehorse. So I obviously haven't seen the field or anything on Tuesday, but it probably he's gone up in grade now, so be a little bit stronger than this week. But he's sort of becoming a better racehorse where he's more versatile, and hopefully he can go well again on Tuesday, and then we've sort of look to take him to town and give him some education up there, and hopefully we can maybe get him into the 4-year-old races later on in the season.
All right, Justin, really appreciate your time as always. Good luck. Everyone's going to be cheering for him tomorrow on his way to the Eureka. Thanks for chatting. Good luck, and we'll see you at the track tomorrow night.
No problem, guys. Thank you.
Justin Prentice there, and great interview, great insight.
Very good. Yeah, it's interesting to hear him say that he may consider driving a bit more now. That if Junior jumps off one, he might consider taking the drive. Got to tell you, there'll be plenty of punters and owners who'll be very happy to hear that.
Although I'm tipping not against Never Ending though.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. We
still might have to find a driver for some other horses.
Yeah,
including Mickey's Beach possibly.
Correct.
Now, Queensland last week. Morts, I Keep Smiling came out and won the Golden Girls, and then this week it was announced that Wayne Loder's taken I Keep Smiling for the Eureka, which means Luke McCarthy now has 2 in the Eureka, and I'd imagine that he may drive I Keep Smiling, one with in Cypher as the mare last year, the sole mare. And
so she'll get a preferential draw.
Could be the sole mare, and no 3-year-olds as yet, so there may not be a 3-year-old depending on...
Is there a possible one down in Tasmania?
Well, that's the other one.
Yep.
So so the bow tide comes up in Saturday week, the first Saturday in August. So so it could be a 3-year-old there, and then obviously that leaves 2 slots. Team Zav, who have got a bit of a decision to make because Petrarca wasn't great first up. He was talking up high above, who wasn't great either. There's a couple in the Clayton Tonkin, Emma Stewart team that could take the role. And then you've got Kevin Seymour's slot. He's already got a horse in through the Hayden.
Yep.
And then so there's a slot. I mean, on Friday night in that the 4-year-old championship, very important for the Eureka. We've got Whisper a Secret favourite, who won the Rising Sun, has not got a slot yet. It's $1.90 Whisper a Secret. Frankie Ferocious, who was the favourite, even money almost, is now $7 on Friday night. Saturday night, I should say, in the 4-year-old championship after drawing 6. We've got Captain's Knock, who's already got a slot. It's $7, drawing 10. And Free Thinker, who's $9, who's got the Hayden slot for Queensland. Interesting that Grant Dixon goes on this week after his wife Trista drove it last week in the Hayden. So, but it's a big race. Race 3 on Saturday night at Albion Park, heading towards the Eureka, which no doubt you and the team will be
certainly be looking
watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the horses, Captain's Knock was another good run last week. So
we'll
be looking with interest.
So if you look at the Eureka watch, we've got Never Ending Friday night, Albion Park. There's a lot going around, including Don Hugo as well, who's going around in the second, who's already got a slot for Luke McCarthy. But that race number 3 is certainly a big race. And then Melton, we've got Major Delight, who could take a slot, maybe Team Zav, and Petrarca, who obviously Danny, I think, would like Petrarca to go if he's going good enough because he owns it as well.
Yep.
But yeah, be interesting.
It's all starting to come together. Looking forward to seeing what the final field looks like, and then those last few lead-up runs to the 7th of September.
Yeah, and interesting that Justin,
another
run possibly here before heading over.
Yes, very interesting. Back him up again next week and then head across to Menangle and just give him a couple of workouts there, have the one start and then straight in. So,
yeah.
Very exciting.
Really exciting. So how's your nerves? Still
good.
Okay?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, no, just... it was terrific to see him come back the other Friday and just, top 4 was a pass mark, hitting the line really hard, and to see him go, just to see his manners, was just very pleasing. So, no, it's been good.
Yep.
Fingers crossed, Michael.
Yes. Now, Morts, this segment is brought to you, almost through to the break, Morts. We can't do that. No. Done that once. Once the other week. Loans 1, 2, 3, car loans, debt consolidations, all your personal finance. Who do you see?
The nude nut, Steve Sell.
Yeah, he's a great man, Stevie Sell, and you can contact him by going to loans123.com.au or the very easy number to remember, 1-800
100 100. Still doing things the banks can't, Michael.
Yeah, he's a good man. If you need any personal finance...
Needed nothing last Friday night. The boys did very well.
God.
We cleaned up, which was good, so I didn't need Stevie, but if you do, he is the man.
You might have needed him this week.
Sorry?
You might have needed him this week after a couple of other issues.
Yes.
Anyway, but great to have him in the back pocket if we need him.
Certainly is.
The great man, Steve Sell. All right, time to take a break. Morts, as we go to the break, let's listen to a horse that you're going to be meeting in the Eureka in not too distant future. It was the Hayden at Group 2 level, the final, and there was a slot up for grabs in the Eureka. We had the favourite in Ellis Street, who was a 3-year-old, but it was always going to be hard against the older horses, and it happened to be the Grant and Trista Dixon team with Free Thinker for Kevin and Kay Seymour. Let's listen to Free Thinker getting a slot in the Eureka.
He's 4 and 5 wide, but he's making ground. Third split, 27 and 6. They're at the top of the lane. For Real Life in the centre, races to a narrow lead. Free Thinker, he's looming. Big Danger. Ragazzo Di Tilly coming on strongly. Free Thinker races to the lead. Ragazzo Di Tilly trying to go with him. Free Thinker, Ragazzo Di Tilly. Free Thinker, Ragazzo Di Tilly. Free Thinker. Free Thinker's off to the Eureka, beating Ragazzo Di.
Hi, I'm Steve Sell from Loans 123. We are car finance specialists. We can help you find the loan you're looking for, your new car, and help find a home for your old one. If you want a new or used car but feel uncomfortable visiting car yards on your own, we can help and often save you money. For a stress-free way of buying and financing your next car, who do you see? Steve Sell at loans123.com.au or call 1800 100 100.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
A corner, Soho Dow Jones diving up behind them around the bend. Diego has got the lead from Mighty Conqueror. Here's Wild West, the Mickey Taker down the outside. Diego in front, Wild West trying hard. Diego pulling out plenty, and it's a double for Brown. Diego races home to win the free-for-all brilliantly. Diego all the way from Wild West, the Mickey Taker, and Soho Dow Jones late before.
Well, Morts, once he found the front, the $2.65 looked all right.
Certainly did. Just a different horse once it finds the front and the rail.
Yeah, Wild West into second, and the Mickey Taker. Geez, hasn't he just stepped up to?
Sure has.
To free-for-all racing.
To another level.
I'm a big fan of him. He's got plenty of bottom, but he's also got that ability to that turn of speed as well. Geez, he's a nice horse, the Mickey Taker.
He is. Very nice horse.
All right, this segment, Morts, is brought to you by the one and only Retrovision, your local WA electrical appliance specialist, where RAC members receive an additional 5% every day. Morts, you are going away. Is everything going to be okay when you go away? You've got everything locked away?
Yeah, we'll just close all the stores.
Just shop online, retrovision.com.au.
Everything is locked away. And right now at Retrovision, we have until the end of July. Don't forget, we've doubled the RAC discount on LG.
LG, of course.
One of the best brands there are.
And cover a lot of products.
TVs, sound bars, monitors, notebooks, fridges, freezers, washing machines, the whole range. 10% off for RAC members until the 31st of July. So
and the best price guarantee.
Absolutely. So win-win.
Isn't it what? All right, LG at Retrovision. Go to retrovision.com.au or go to one of the many stores. Joondalup, Ellenbrook, Cannington, O'Connor, and all the way across from Kununurra down to Esperance, across to Albany and all the way around. So plenty of opportunity. All right, it's time to say hello to our form expert, Scott Hill. Bomber, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Rads and Morts. How you going?
You're really good. Not a bad week last week.
A couple of winners there, which was good. So, hopefully we can continue that on tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's the Botra Cup night tomorrow night, and the Botra Cup proudly sponsored by Garrard's Horse and Hound, and we got 10 races. The first at 5:19, and some good racing. Bomber tomorrow night, a little bit of value. Seemingly last week there was a few shorties, but looks to be a lot more value this week.
Yeah, it certainly is. There was one at massive value last week, which still has me in the fetal position and for the place. That's a colt named Sue. I've replayed it 55 times this week.
Marty Young was up, and I gave him your selections, and he was on a boy named Sue Place.
Yeah,
and oh gee.
Yeah.
I can't. It's like a car crash. I don't want to keep watching, but I just can't help.
You got to just to see. Did that really happen?
Yeah.
Did that really happen?
There might be one replay where he stays on the fence. I don't know.
I think it's masochism is what they call it, Bomber. Anyway, all right, we're going to kick off this week with the Botra Cup, proudly sponsored by Garrard's Horse and Hound. It's a stand start over the 25.03 metres, and off the front line we have Franco Mecca, Call Me What You Want, Rock Artist, Jill Mack, Chivalry, and Luca Pello. And then on the 10 metres, the solo run on the 10 metres, we've got Parakeet. Off the 20, we have Feeling Aces, 2 Bob Cracker and Otis, and we've got the 2 Team Bond horses off the back line. Lusaka with Denny Roberts aboard, taking the drive on Lusaka, and Stewie McDonald's jumps on Karana. As I said, both off 30 metres. This is an intriguing affair. Probably looking at the 3 back markers here, Otis, Lusaka and Karana as the 3 main hopes.
Yeah, well, Morts, we're coming off the 3-unit winner last week under the stand start conditions. So
you had to get one eventually,
I've left a note in the locker, and I'm pretty confident I won't need it again next week either.
Well, you're lucky I won't be here, Bomber, so you can leave. You can leave the note, but No, Lusaka has been very good to us, Bomber, so I kind of almost forgive you.
Yeah, no, he has been very good, and just can't let him go around. It's a drop in class for him, albeit he goes back to 30 metres. But he's got strength and speed in his weaponry, this guy, and Denny drives these races really well. And I just think he's the best horse in the race. And I think he'll be winning, whether he goes forward at some stage early or waits till later on. He's got those two assets, which will set him up nicely for this race, I think.
Yeah, going to be very hard to beat. Mind you, Otis, that was a terrific win last start, beautifully rated by Dylan Edgerton Green out there in the breeze and fought on hard to win. So possibly the only real danger to Lusaka, but off the 30, Team Bond, Denny Roberts, race number 5, horse number 11. What is our staking plan for Lusaka?
Yeah, he's a 2-unit bet. Interestingly, the same two team up, Denny and Bond team up as our stand winner last week. So bit of a pattern there as well, Mort.
Yeah, I can't say I'll be following it. It was a good winner. It was a real gutsy win last week, actually. The show.
Well, it's the same sort of thing. I think he was the class horse, obviously gave away 30 metres, but hopefully, the same sort of scenario tomorrow night.
All right. Bomber, I love standing starts when they all step.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, it really adds something to racing, but nothing.
And handicap properly.
Yeah. It's just nothing worse than when yours goes out the back door.
Yeah.
All right, the Botra Cup, that's the feature race of the night, comes up at 7:36. It's $30,000 over the 25.03 metres. All right, the next race we're going to look at is race number 7, Botra, thanking our committee, over the 21.30 metres. And let's have a look at the field here. We've got Let It Linger from the pole for Michael Young and Madison Brown, awaiting instructions. Has drawn the 2, Blazing Coops in 3, Atta Spoil Major in 4, Infinite Sign 5, Just Like Turbo in 6, Rock Me Over in 7, Luke Attack in 8, and last start winner Swagger Man, drawn Barrier 9 for Ryan Bell and Aidan DeCampo. What have we got for race number 7, Bomber?
There's a couple of versions of Blaze Coops, but I think she can burn Let It Linger off the arm. And whilst Let It Linger is a pretty good beginner in her own right, I do think Blaze Coops has that touch of brilliance to get across before the corner comes up. And she goes really well in front, grows a leg. 2 of her 3 wins in WA have come from in front and the other from behind the leader. And she was a creditable second 2 starts back when she took the sit on Captain Bligh after leading from a wide gate, and a 57 last half there. And I think so long as she's on her best behaviour, we're going to get a really good side about her tomorrow night.
Yeah, she will need to be on her best behaviour. There's a couple of good last start winners. Swagger Man was very impressive last Friday night at Gloucester Park, unfortunately drawn out there in 9. Infinite Sign was a good winner as well. So we'll need to be on best behaviour. Number 3 in race 7, Blaze Coops for Shane Tognolini and Kyle Harper. What's the staking plan there, Bomber?
Yeah, we'll have our hearts in our mouths going up to the gate, but so long as she goes away, I think she's a nice 2-unit bet.
2 units, very nice.
2 units for the daughter of American Ideal. All right, time to take a break here, fellas. We're going to come back and preview 2 more races and also get the multi. Morts, we mentioned how good Debbie Padberg's been going of late in
really
State of Heaven.
Yeah, really well. Great
Continues to bob up and get winners each week. And as we go to the break, let's listen to State of Heaven, who found the front and just proved too good.
Whippy behind them, Let It Linger, Master Leighton up to the turn, and it's the leader, State of Heaven from Eaton Rock, still travelling okay, a winning chance, and then Classic Choice 28 won the next quarter. Eaton Rock races after State of Heaven now, getting up on the inside, Pierre Whippy, Master Leighton, Classic Choice, but it's Eaton Rock and fighting back State of Heaven just in front, holding Eaton Rock, State of Heaven from Eaton Rock, Let It Linger and Pierre Whippy, and State of Heaven goes all the way and wins it from Eaton Rock, and third Let It Linger, then came Pierre Whippy.
There's always a lot more in store for you at Retrovision, like Retrovision's lowest price guarantee. If you find a lower price on a same-stocked item, we'll beat it. There's our 60-day price promise, where we'll refund you 120% of the difference if you find a lower advertised price on any purchase. Plus, RAC members save an extra 5% every day of the year. After 60 years, a lot has changed, but there's still a lot more in store at Retrovision.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
And deep out as Three Rumours as they come around the turn. Look at Artie by the Seaside. A classy performer had raced away. 25 metres to Sovrana, who gets to a clear second now and holding that spot for the moment. Followed behind them by Three Rumours and then Little Darling Blaze Coops. But it is all Artie by the Seaside. Sovrana doing a great chasing job at a big price in second place. And then Three Rumours. But Artie by the Seaside has bolted in by 20 metres to Sovrana. A really good run at a price. Third, 4 minutes.
She's very good, Artie by the Seaside. Was a short price favourite, but there was a bit of pressure early, and Denny just sat off and waited, and then once pressed the button, it was just far too good, and owned by Mike Tanev, who's having a great run over in the East Coast as well. He's a Canadian, and also Team Bond, and obviously Team Bond trainer. She's a big mare. Few questioned her whether she was going to get around Gloucester Park because of her size, but gee, she skates around it.
Yeah, she sure does. Very impressive winner last Friday night.
Yeah, she's very good. She's going to be hard to beat in those mares races later on.
Certainly is. We've got some nice mares too, but she's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, we get to see Penny Black go around as well earlier in the night, race number 3. Shannon Savalco jumps on for Michael Young, and obviously she continues to step up, and Steno, and there's a few other really good mares, but I tell you what, she's the one to beat, Artie by the Seaside.
Certainly is.
All right, before we get back to Bomber, this segment is brought to you by Steel Blue Boots, built for comfort, made for work, 700 plus stockists nationwide, plus they're all over the world if you do happen to need them if you're travelling. Morts, but what a great company, Steel Blue Boots, and our man Ross Fitzgerald.
They certainly are, and they, as we know, Michael, they are a mark of true skill, and they come with their money-back comfort guarantee.
Will he be here tomorrow night, our man?
The great man will be here. Yes, he's in New Zealand at the moment.
Of course he is.
And then he goes to another part of Australia next week, but he'll be back in time. He's a great supporter of harness, loves to come and watch his horses.
Doesn't matter where he is. Even if he flies in at 3 o'clock, he's
always
here by 5.
Yep. Tries to, has a few functions here and getting people involved in syndication as well. So good supporter.
Yep, he sure is.
Of the station and of harness racing.
Yes, indeed. In all sports. Listen to Fox Sports and it's all Steel Blue. And all around all the other ones. All right. Let's go and have a look at the next race we're going to preview.
Interesting race too.
Yeah, race number 8. And we've got, this is Botra thanking industry participants over the 21:30 metres, and this is a really good race. Lady Primadonna for Team Bond, Denny Roberts drawn the pole. Major Freeway in 2. Colorado Banner in 3. Crowd Control in 4. Gold Horseshoe in 5. Soridere in barrier 6. What are the odds in 7? Both going fantastic. And Coney Island Lou, who had the big boom on him, buckled a little bit at Bunbury. Wasn't too bad a run last start. But this is a really good race. Only the 8 in it. Bomber, but tell you what, it's a great race, and we might see a few of these in the. I think a few have qualified for the Higgins Memorial, so a great leading race for that.
Yeah, it's a ripper race, all right, Rads, but I'm with probably one of the least fancied of the chances in Crowd Controller. I think he's come back in very good shape, and his numerical form could easily read much superior than it does with a bit more luck. He has options off the arm. He's an okay beginner without being brilliant, but he doesn't have to lead to win. And, you'd take a line through what are the odds figure form and his, and whilst what are the odds looks far superior, they're actually fairly similar. Just he has had no luck Crowd Control, and, I'm happy to stick with him at what will be a nice price. If he doesn't win tomorrow night, I suggest we stick with him because he's not far off a win. He's
a very nice horse, and Nathan Berryman's got a share in.
Yes,
and he's a very good friend, and got a share in that one there with Kim Prentice and Mitchell Miller. This is a great race, this one, with a couple of really smart horses drawn to the outside of Crowd Control. So it's going to be a very interesting affair, Bomber, and will be interesting to see how it's run. So do you think Crowd Control will win, or do you see another leader?
I think he'll come out. I'm not totally convinced he can find the front, but I think he'll come out and have a look. And like I said, he's an okay beginner without being brilliant. It'll be touch and go, but I don't think they'll want to burn off the arm because they don't really need to lead to win. And there could be a few others that want to get forward as well. So I'm not too fussed where he sits at what should be a really good price.
Yeah, certainly going to be a great race. That's for sure. So race number 8, horse number 4, Crowd Control for Kim Prentice and Mitchell Miller. What's the staking plan, Bomber?
Yeah, just the 1 unit bet at, there's probably 4 or 5 winning chances, and he's definitely one of them.
All right, and we finish off with the final event, race number 10. And as we have a look at the field, we've got Doc Holliday in 1, Make It Happen in 2, Longreach Bay in 3, Strawny 4, then Benji, Ideal Tomato, or Tomadoo, we'll go with Tomato, that's what
Tomato,
Michael wants to call. Hang Hang in 7, Lamandiere in 8, Cloud9 in 9, and Eaton Rock, the sole runner off the back line. Bomber, how are we going to finish the night at Gloucester Park tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think we'll be on the leader. I think Longreach Bay, he's a very fast beginner, and his numerical form reads pretty poorly as a result of recent stand-start racing, but he gets back to the mobile here, and I think he's a great chance of finding the top. And last time he did that here just last month, he ran a 1:57.5 mile rate and won by a widening 12 metres on that occasion, and he's got an excellent record in front. It's actually a phenomenal record here at Gloucester Park, and I'd suggest the price he's come up on the harness website may just have the decimal point in the wrong place here, because if he's anywhere near $51, I would be absolutely staggered. Lovely horse. Looks a nice race for him, and he ticks plenty of boxes. I think he'll lead and win.
Very interesting horse at Longreach Bay. You can see him 1 week, draw barrier 9, $126. The following week, similar field, draw 1, 2 or 3, and it's a tenth of the odds. It's just very, very dependent upon getting to the lead. And tomorrow night certainly has that chance, Bomber, and it's got my man Trent Wheeler on board, so no one better. Race number 10, good way to finish the night. The Trots in register now, very important to register. And the other thing we've got to talk about too, Michael, is upstairs at the Beaurivage.
Yes.
But I digress. Race number 10, horse number 3, Longreach Bay for Peter King and Trent Wheeler. What's the staking plan, Bomber?
Yeah, well, you mentioned Trent Wheeler. That's one of the many boxes ticked, Morts, because he's very hard to get around in front, and he gets them off the gate. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident in this horse. I'm really interested to see what price he comes up. But, 2 unit bet to finish us off.
Oh, very nice.
All right, and the multi. Looks a tough night for a multi, Bomber.
It is a little bit, Brad. So I just went for a place double. This horse, race 2, number 10, Rubens Plight, he's raced with 0 luck. He's 2 runs back, and there was a bit of money around for him last time, albeit midweek. And I think where the smoke there's fire, he gets the right run for him here, either leaders back or 3 pegs, and I think he can run into a place at a nice price. And then the class runner in race 4, I think, is Lake Picola. He looks to come up with a pretty ordinary draw, but I think he does have the class, and the draw may just end up being better than it looks if they do run along a bit too hard. So I think he'll be one of the strongest late in that race as well.
Geez, it's a good 2-year-old race, isn't it, Bomber?
Oh, it's a ripper. And the draw's actually made the race. So many chances. And I think given that, there just looks to be plenty of speed as well. So it could set up nicely for this horse, I think.
Yeah, that's the Western Crown race 4. So your multi, a place race 2, number 10, Rubens Flight, who's got plenty of ability, into race 4, number 12, Lake Picola, who's done a great job in his short career for Ronnie Houston and Chris Folk, race 4, number 12. Bomber, really thank you for coming on. Hopefully the luck continues after last week's great result, and Mort's away for the next month or so. But I'll chat to you next week, eh?
Will do, and best of luck, Morts, over in New South Wales. Going to be very, very hard to beat and an exciting ride, no doubt.
Certainly hope you're right, Bomber. No, looking forward to it. Tomorrow night's just another step on that journey to the Eureka. So, yeah, looking forward to it, mate. Should be good.
Yeah, excellent.
Good on you, mate. We'll speak to you next week. Or I will, anyway.
Will do. Thanks, Rats.
Good on you. Bomber Hill there in great form. But you mentioned the Beaurivage.
Yes, let's not forget that.
Yeah, good
the
crowd
last
good crowd up there. But this week is
the last one.
Our biggest crowd of the month, and it's filling up pretty quickly. There's
not much room
no,
left.
We actually. Caduceus Club had a function, so we've moved a couple in there as well, just to make more room. Yep. But there is still seats available, but it's going to be a big night up there.
And they've got some great racing to watch too.
Yeah, exactly. So fantastic.
Terrific racing.
The Beau Rivage winner in July, the last chance, and big crowd up in the Beau Rivage.
It is a very good night up there, and it's even better in July.
Yeah.
With the Christmas in July, and they've got some great beverage packages and...
Yeah.
Just a good night.
Exactly.
So we've given them the tips. They've got they've got the food, they've got the beverage package. What more do they want?
What more do you need?
Yeah, exactly. No, make sure you get those
and you get to see a superstar of Australian racing go around in race number 6. You get to see our next lot of stars go around in the Western Crown.
Yes,
and race. Really competitive racing all the way through.
Certainly is a great card.
Going to be great. You're going to be here
tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I wish. Got to go to the airport, unfortunately.
Oh, so you've changed your plans. You're supposed to make it,
I know.
But you're not going to.
Might be under pressure.
Okay.
I would love to be here, but maybe under pressure.
All right. Who's looking after Ross then?
I'm worried about him. I am worried about him.
Have you given instructions to the rest of the team?
I'm worried about him, but he'll be here for sure, and so will the team. The Brennans and everybody else will be there to cheer them on, and we've got I'm Massimo in the Western Crown as well. So
rolls on.
Looking forward to seeing how he goes.
Got a couple in the Diamond Classic on Monday.
Yeah, it's going to be a good day.
And obviously
of racing.
The Pearl Classic, you'll have at least one. Oh, Massimo will go around the Pearl.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Indeed. Indeed.
You know,
all things being equal.
Yes, correct.
He's actually, you bought him as a gelding at the yearling sale.
Yes.
By Sweet Lou.
Yeah, and he very unlucky first up.
Yep. No, he looks a nice horse.
Yeah, he is a big horse.
Yeah.
He is a big horse. So once again, they do struggle a bit to get around the track, but I think he'll be better tomorrow night for his first up run at Gloucester Park, but he's just drawn a really, really good field. Really good field. So plenty of chances in that one, that's for sure.
Yes. Now, I didn't play Monday's race. We're going to take a break now, and I wasn't going to play Monday's race for you, but we do have captains have time. Wasn't she really good?
Outstanding, yeah.
She led and won against a nice field on Friday night, then backed up Monday, and there was a few things against her, including the way the race was run and your pair in front. But geez, she's been impressive, hasn't she?
Certainly has, and was a very good winner.
Yeah, and there's no doubt she'll continue to improve. And I think going forward for those 2-year-old fillies races, she looks pretty good, and
certainly does.
We've got these 2-year-old races now. It's just exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. It's a great time of the year when you see
out these.
Yeah, and you see the potential, and you can see the green ones, and you think once this horse learns how to race properly.
And there's been a lot of different form lines coming through as well, trying to work it up, because they've been going to different places. And the 2-year-olds at Pinjarra on a Monday, but then they're starting to go to, the Bunbury races and stuff. So there's a few good form lines coming through as well. And really excited for the Diamond, the Pearl, and I think it's really good to have where the Westbred sits now, and that Westbred night's going to be fantastic with both the 2- and 3-year-olds on the same night. That's
on the night before the
Eureka, so the 6th Friday, the 6th of September.
Yeah, correct.
So really, really looking forward to that. But the 2-year-olds are really starting to come through now, and we're seeing that. Couple of great performances over the past couple of weeks, and then Friday night, I'm really looking forward to the Western Crown. Yeah,
it's a terrific race. So many chances. Very hard to try and find the winner there. That's for sure.
I think it's a great spot where it's programmed now. For this time. It fell over previously, but it's really helped the race to be programmed where it is now.
Very true.
Good job.
No, it's a great field assembled.
Sliding it in just before the Pearl heats as well for the boys. I think it's really good. So anyway, all right, time to take a break. Let's listen to Captains Have Time with Team Bond and Denny Roberts, one of their multiple runners or winners on the night. Here's Captains Have Time, a 2-year-old on the up.
Ruby Lou coming to the home turn next quarter in 29 seconds. The leader captains have time. No run for Queen of All trying to get out. The outside keeping it in a pocket is Crunchy at the moment in the straight though. And in front captains have time. Gets away now. Battling on strongly. Crunchy. Queen of All's poking through. Might get up and run second. It will. But it's a nice win to captains have time. Race tone to win by 3.5 metres to Queen of All. A good run. And
New Mazda.
Yep, I love it. We got it from Bayswater Mazda.
I keep hearing great things about them.
They're fantastic to deal with. Great people, great coffee too.
At Bayswater Mazda, you'll always be well looked after. Visit the team today and find the best drive-away deals on new Mazdas and pre-owned vehicles. Driving is better with Bayswater Mazda.
So's the coffee.
Go and see Bayswater Mazda at the corner of Guildford and Garrett Road, Bayswater. DL 25174.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
Marcus to the outside of Codename Marcus, third quarter, 28.31. Into the straight, Codename Marcus, High Price, Darty Boy along the inside. High Price tries to wear down Codename Marcus, who's fending him out. Codename Marcus and High Price. Codename Marcus holds on. Codename Marcus has clung to beat High Price, Darty Boy along the inside. Mungatar.
That was Codename Marcus, who wins the next heat of the Higgins Memorial in the series for Ashley Markham, trainer and driver. Led all the way, got the price, High Price. I've got the cash, I should say. High Price had a crack, but just missed out in the end, Darty Boy, in third position, Morts. This segment is brought to us by Bayswater Mazda. Driving is better in a Bayswater Mazda. Morts, you know that's better than anybody else. Not only the selling of the car, but all the after-sale service as well.
And Michael, they have a 5-day sale which starts this Saturday, and you can take a choice of a $2,500 minimum trade-in, $1,000 in accessories, or you can get a free tow bar, or you can get a free fuel card and gift box. All there at Bayswater Mazda on the corner of Garrett Road and Guildford Road in Bayswater.
Yeah, great supporters of us.
They certainly are.
Great place to buy a Mazda is Bayswater Mazda. All right, our provincial country and Brisbane form expert is on the line. He's actually in Brisbane this week. The Calcutta's coming up tonight, so when we're recording for the Blacks Are Fake night at Albion Park at the Creek Hotel, and he joins us on the line, Oliver Cownie. Ollie, welcome to the program.
Hey, Morts, Rods, it's really good to be on. Obviously, a really exciting weekend with some great racing coming up, so really feel quite lucky to be here in Brisbane to see the champion go around again and hopefully win.
Yeah, tell you what, it's a great, nice racing, starting with the 4-year-old championship, which is just a fantastic race, the Oaks, the Derby, the Proto Star, the 2-year-old slot race.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got a mare's race, and you've got, of course, the Blacks Are Fake. So a great night's racing, Ollie. I bet you're really looking forward to it.
Oh, fantastic, isn't it? There's a lot of races here where I think horses that are beaten will still go super runs and will be real horses to follow in the future. That Proto Star race is a great innovation from the club at Albion Park and also Racing Queensland. It's a new concept, obviously, the 2-year-old slot race, but gee, they've got a great field assembled and it looks a really competitive race in this stage.
Yeah,
it certainly does. And they're racing for $500,000 too, Michael.
And great to see Bernie Hewitt win the 2-year-old race last week, and he's got a chance in the Proto Star. Great man, Bernie Hewitt.
It was an impressive win as well, wasn't it? Sitting outside the leader and crushing them.
Yeah, no, he wasn't one of the favourites, and he actually changed the market quite a bit for this Proto Star, I think.
Definitely. I'm not sure it's got a lot of gate speed, which could be an issue from the wide gate this week, but gee, he knew the horse he had underneath him last week and drove it accordingly and was too good for the more fancies, Fader Waits and Bittersweet, who'd trailed in that 151 and sort of put the writing on the wall there, or so we thought. And yeah, something else out of those two is bobbed up and managed to win the race.
Yeah, we're speaking of Sweet on Lexi, which is, surprise, surprise, Morts by Sweet Lou.
Oh, really?
Can't he throw one?
Will it have a white blaze down the middle?
No, he doesn't have much white at all on him, does he, Ollie?
No, I don't think so.
I think he's got a little diamond or something. There's not much.
Yeah, okay.
There's not much on him, Sweet on Lexi, but Bernie Hewitt, he's a great man, and he always finds a good horse, does Bernie. Now, But before we get to Albion Park, Ollie, we've got Northam, which is the dual meeting on a Friday night with Gloucester Park. We've got 7 races there. The first at 5:33. Then we head over to Narrogin on Saturday night. There's 7 races there. The first at 5:47. And the fields have only just been released for Gloucester Park Monday and Bunbury Tuesday. A big 11 race card at Gloucester Park. 12, I should say. Because 3 heats of the Diamond Classic, and that's Monday, the first at 11:46 more. Set your alarm. And then Bunbury on Tuesday. We got 9 races at Bunbury Tuesday. Really good racing last Tuesday at Bunbury. And the first at 4:50. No doubt Ollie will preview them on Monday morning at 9:30 with Timmy Walker. But Ollie, before we get to Albion Park and your tips on a big night, let's go to Northam on Friday night, the dual meeting. What have you got for us at Northam?
It will kick things off in race 2 here. There's a horse in this race, which I don't think is one of the better horses in the race, but really far away in V for Victory. I think V for Victory could get a really easy run here on the back of There and Then, who's got pretty good gate speed. Generally never far away off a soft trip V for Victory, and I think it could be quite good place odds. So with the sprint lane there at Northam, I think it can plug into second or third there, hopefully. So we're looking at V for Victory there.
All right, that's race 2, number 7. And what have we got another one for us at Northam?
In race 6, Black Samurai is a horse that's done a few things wrong in its career, but I think it's really starting to put things together and did make a mistake 2 runs back, but tried really sharply after that. And its run the other day was beaten a fair way, but I thought it was a run with a lot of merit. Was the first one to move 3 wide, was caught wide for a long way and battled on really well into a close-up finish there. So I think drawing the pole here, whether it's able to hold up in the early stages is probably a pretty significant query, but I think it can still be really hard to beat wherever it lands in this race, and we could get a little bit of value about that horse.
All right, that's both for Giles Inwood. The second one is race 6, number 1. Donald Harper takes the drive on Black Samurai, while Corey Harper is on V for Victory in race number 2. And we've got Narrogin on Saturday night. Ollie, have you got something there for us?
I do. I have one in race 6. It's actually a really interesting little race, this one. There's a horse that's always had a lot of ability in this race and returns from a little bit of a freshen up, a few weeks between runs. Dr. Catherine, I think, is a really nice horse and really hoping we can see her best in this race. She's got great gate speed, so it's not a very fast front line. So I think if Dr. Catherine can come out the gate hard, she can get over Johnny Lombo, who is likely to be pretty firm in the market. And if she can get past Johnny Lombo in the early stages, I think she's the one to beat there, and we'll just potentially have to hold off Matty in the later stages.
All right, race 6, number 6, Dr. Catherine, for our very own gold medalist in Mouse Brennan, and Ryan Warwick takes the drive on Dr. Catherine. The gold medalist, winning hockey player,
yes.
Mouse Brennan. Now Albion Park, Ollie. What a big meeting it is.
Hang on, Michael, before you start.
Yeah.
Ollie, we gave you 0 credit for picking Leap to Fame last week, okay?
Yeah, we didn't count it.
Didn't count.
It did stand out. So, I think just about anyone could have seen that one. I think Helen Keller or Stevie Wonder would have been able to pick that one out.
So what do we got? Albion Park, what a meeting it is. The 4-year-old championship in race number 3's just a cracking race. Whisperer's Secret, the $1.90 favourite. We've got a favourite in the Oaks with the scratching of Very Pretty, who was beaten at Melton, I should say, for the first time last week, and she hasn't recovered for the run, so didn't make the trip to Queensland. We've got the Derby race number 5. Then we go over to the Proto Star in race number 6, which is just a fantastic race for the 2-year-olds. And Leap to Fame goes around from Barrier 1 in the Blacks Are Fake in race number 7. What do you got for us at Albion Park this week, Ollie?
We're going to kick things off in race 3. This is the 4-year-old championship, which is a fantastic race. It looks to be a few Eureka hopefuls and some that already have slots in the Eureka. Captain's Knock was super the other day, wasn't beaten far by Jim RT, and it became one of the first horses to break 150 since Black Sedans did it to break the track record. So a really impressive run. Free Thinker was able to take out the Hayden last week, and he gets a slot in the big one as well. But Whisperer Secret, he was the Rising Sun winner recently, and he draws a really good gate here. He's got exceptional gate speed, and I think he can land on the front and can really control things from there. The even money quote at the moment looks really good value. So I think Whisperer Secret can land on the front end, get it all his way, and hopefully dash home too fast.
And I think if he wins, Ollie, I think he becomes the favourite for the Seymour slot, surely.
You'd think so. I think he's in a little bit of trouble if he doesn't win Whisperer Secret, but certainly puts himself in a good position if he is able to come out and make a bit of a statement there. It probably is his preferred position out on the front end. So if he does get everything his way and sort of just dashes home, then maybe he's just doing what we'd expect him to. But obviously, as I mentioned, it's a great field. So if you're able to win that, you're obviously a horse that might deserve a Eureka slot.
Yeah, I wonder what Peter McMullen's tactics are going to be. Ollie?
They do call him Leader Peter, don't they, for a reason.
What else you got for us at Albion Park on Black's a Fake Night?
There's another one in this card, race 8, which I thought might be a really good multi-leg for our Whisperer Secret bets. Gus, he's just been so impressive so far in his Queensland career. He's done things wrong at times in the past, but he's just really put it together recently. He was able to just dash to the front over Mufasa Metro last start, and he won pretty convincingly there in the end. He won by a few lengths. I actually don't think there's a lot of trotters in this race which qualifies sort of your general open class trotters. There's a few that are coming through. I think Gus has the class edge on a lot of his rivals here, having come through that Inter-Dominion series. And if he's able to land on the front, gee, it'll take a good horse to run him down. Yeah,
he's certainly emerged during the Inter-Dominion late last year and has gone on with it. And once again, from the Chantal Turpin, Peter McMullen team, and it might be a good multi to double up their two horses in Whisperer Secret into Gus, because they're certainly going great guns at the moment for the team and flying high against all comers at the moment.
Definitely. I think that training effort has sort of been undersold recently on Whisperer Secret. He'd sort of had a bit of an interrupted preparation. He ran some outstanding times, a few of the fastest times we've ever seen at Albion Park, and then he put in a bit of a flat run, and I think they sort of realised that and put him away for a little bit, and then he came back and trialled, and then he's won the Rising Sun. So it's pretty incredible being able to sort of navigate that tricky little path towards a really big feature race and still prevail with the win against some good horses.
Yeah, no, it's certainly going to be a great night at Albion Park. It's sort of the big race that takes our interest. Morts will be very closely watching it, so will the whole team, because it's going to play a big part in shaping the Eureka anyway, as far as lead-up races. So all eyes on Albion Park on Saturday night. Ollie, thanks for your time. Much appreciated. Enjoy the Calcutta. Go and buy one.
Thanks very much, guys.
Good on you. Ollie Cownie there. It's he's actually flown up to watch Leap to Fame going around. Hasn't tipped it this week at the $1.40.
Anyway. Interesting race for Leap to Fame. Draw number one. That was the one barrier that Grant didn't want to draw.
No, and it's really interesting around the horses around him, because Turn It Up looks the leader from barrier 2, and the horses following through just need to, if you're driving against him, you just need to keep him there and bottle him up, and then that's the main thing. And for the rest of the field, because if he gets out, he just blows them away. He blows them away. So interesting to see the tactics of those, because even the ones on the front line, they're going to be trying to get down as quick as possible and shut the gate on him. So it makes their job a whole lot easier. It doesn't matter where you are.
No, it's going to be a great race.
Back on the pegs.
Really good race.
What's big show?
I haven't finished yet.
Oh, haven't you? Oh, sorry.
Haven't even done our sponsor yet, Mike.
Oh, no, we haven't.
No. So
yes, we did. We did Bayswater Mazda.
Okay, we've done our sponsor then. Some really good country racing last week.
Yep.
Some really good wins. Nice drive, Donald Harper on Run Bob Run to get up in the absolute last stride. And as we said, Jocelyn Young, she had a night out. 2
Yes.
2 and 4 winning drives and 2 as a trainer. One of them was a horse by the name of Ashima. Won its 3rd race from 188 starts.
There you go.
That's an 8-year-old mare. That's
persistent.
That's persistent. And Just a Happy Man, driven by Cody Waldrot in the last. That was very, very well backed. Very well backed. And that got up and won very easy. And nice win.
One of Ollie's. That was one of Ollie's, wasn't it? Just a Happy Man?
Yes. So it was a great drive by Cody. Very heavily backed.
Yep.
And Saturday night at Northam, nice win. It is crunch time for Ryan Bell and Aidan DeCampo. 2-year-old by Captain Crunch for Albert Walmsley.
There you go.
Yeah, very nice horse. Glad to see the water bottles have got bigger, Michael. That's good. Bray, no podcast. Every night I've been refreshing the page.
Reasons in the news, which is why we have
I think we even suggested a guest for him last week and completely brushed. He just stopped doing the show.
Yeah, I know. But no, big week of harness racing and another big week coming. I can't wait, Michael. Really looking forward to it. Albion Park Saturday night will be just a must-watch right across the whole card. And, of course, Friday night at Gloucester Park, we've got some great racing there as well. So really looking forward to it, that's for sure.
Yes, and you'd imagine a lot of these Western Crown boys will be going into the Pearl heats the following week.
Yes. That Western Crown's a good race.
Great race.
Really good race. Very tough.
Great race.
Very tough to find the winner there.
Yep. And it's got to just looking at it, it's got to be tough to find the winner, but might shape a few markets going forward for some of these bigger races as well. Indeed.
Michael.
Yes.
On a Friday night when we cross to Gloucester Park.
Yes.
It's getting worse. Richie tries to do the best he can, but we're virtually getting to Gloucester Park now as the gates go back.
Yeah, that's what happens when you take away the late mail, Morts.
It's just, considering there's such a big part of the eastern states population that bet on
controlling
our product. So a lot of those are sitting at maybe the pub or with a group of mates, maybe not following the form as close because they're over there. And when they used to get
but not only
across, saying that Shannon Savelko was going to lead or this was going to happen, they would put their bets on in the last minute.
Not only that, just getting to the market quicker. So it's on screen for the punters to. So it's even more so just controlling the clock on Sky Channel and the amount of time the updates go through. And there's no doubt taking the late mail away has had an impact.
Very disappointing. Yep. I'd love to see, and hopefully we will get to see the numbers because it must be affecting turnover, no doubt. But and the other night when they did cross. And unfortunately, there was only like 15 or 20 seconds, and one of the bits of information that Richie tried to get out in the time he had was saying that Shannon was looking for the lead. I mean, that sort of information for punters is just gold, and people will bet on that.
Yeah, it's a big thing, like particularly that information on Sky because that's where your punters are.
Yeah,
Even more so anywhere else. Like getting that information on Sky One and having the amount of time lead in is really important, and it has diminished since we haven't had the late mail.
Because the Twitter audience is a different audience.
Yeah, I mean, it all adds together, but your number one audience that you're trying to get to is Sky One.
Because they're the ones watching, engaged, wanting to have a bet.
The majority of your wagering's going on,
just don't get a chance.
And you see it,
Any chance it'll change?
I think you're asking the wrong person.
We maybe need to ask the right person because it directly affects our turnover.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. It's disappointing, and Richie tries to do the best he can, but he's saying it as the gates go back. You just don't have a chance to get money on.
Certainly.
Anyway,
no, I 100% agree.
Yep.
And we had this discussion when it first got taken away, and we did make our points to RAWA, including at a HRCG.
Yeah.
And there was supposed to be some sort of a review from my memory of the minutes, but I haven't seen anything since.
And it just seems to be getting later and later.
Yeah. So, and that was from a few of the bodies putting that forward as well. Yeah. So, and we've seen that there's other ways as well to, because there was some technical things around it. and cost savings and stuff like that. But we've worked out how to do the post-race interviews for the radio audience, and also goes on to Sky Active. So if you're watching Sky Active, they actually show the Tim interviews after the race. So I love watching Sky Active. It's a great spot, but I don't think there's not as many people watching Sky Active or promoting, and it doesn't get promoted as heavily. But there's obviously ways to get that person on track to be able to get back to Sky Channel. So anyway. Which was one of the issues when they did the cost cutting measure was the technical things around that. But obviously there's ways around it, but I'm not too sure more. So we haven't received an update.
Well, hopefully we do, and hopefully something can change so we can get that back. It's just such an important part. It's it's a bit like when they cross to Ascot or Belmont on a Saturday. You've got that minute and a half, whatever it might be. It's just enough to to get a bit of late mail or
controlling the clock around Sky Channel. That minute and a half is what you need, particularly the updates and also the information you give out, because obviously TV is an audio and visual medium, and you need both up there, the market and also the information. And we get a lot of times from the dogs from the previous race and whatever else, and there's an issue with not having that late mail person there and the amount of lead-in we get.
Agreed. All right, something that hopefully will get fixed. That's my gripe for the week.
Morts, you've got a bit of power in the industry, maybe you can throw it around.
All I do is give out gift cards on a Friday morning. And speaking of which, Michael.
Yes.
Make sure you're listening tomorrow.
Okay, it's a question?
It's a $200.
$200.
Retrovision gift card.
The Retrovision preview, 8 a.m.
$200 gift card at
Tim Walker,
8:15.
Silky, Trent Cooper.
That's it. The A team.
Tim, Maddie's away at the moment still. Hopefully Maddie's not too far away. We're getting back soon.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Be great to have Matt back.
Get some prices.
But indeed. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, Tab Radio.
Listen in. It's always a good listen. It's a great panel of form analysts.
Important, like last week, the first interview they did in Tips changed the market completely.
Yep.
There was a market correction straight away.
Yeah, no, it's good. Really good. Must listen material.
It sure is. They do a great job, Timmy and the boys.
Now, I'm away for a while.
You are. You're away.
Yep.
I'm going to have to work out who's going to come in and take your spot, fill the big thongs.
I like that.
The Foster's T-shirt.
I'm sure you can get Silky to come in. And,
Silky, no doubt.
Yep. And
we might see if we can get might see if we can get a couple. Don't know. We'll see. I always love having Silky, but
Junior's got
nothing to do for a couple of weeks.
Not much to do, so
maybe
try him.
Is he talking to me? I don't know.
I'm sure he will be. Why wouldn't he talk to you, Mike?
I don't know.
He would. He'd be a good one. So, no, I'll look forward to listening whilst I'm away, which I will be.
Yes.
And
listen in.
I'll be critiquing and
keeping up to date.
To getting back in a few weeks, 4 weeks.
All right, Morts. Thanks to Justin. Great to chat to Justin tonight. It was really good. Ollie, as usual, and Bomber giving us all the tips. Thanks for Bray for pressing all the buttons for us and making sure we get to air.
Eventually, yep, it's good.
And haven't wasted our time for the last hour and a half. But great to have Bray on. Mate, thank you for your time. Enjoy your trip away.
Certainly will.
Enjoy your birthday while you're away.
Another one. Geez, they come around pretty quick.
Enjoy your birthday while you're away, and hopefully everything continues smoothly for your charge, never ending as he continues on the road to the Eureka, and we'll see you back here before the Eureka.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Michael.
All right. Good luck. Have a good trip away. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Until next week, it's bye for now.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.